and welcome to another episode of Diotalk. I'm Dio. Let's talk. My guests today are the behind the scenes of fighting with my neighbors. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Will Cervantes, Kenny Vazquez, and the one and only Zay Rodriguez. Welcome to the show, guys. How are you guys doing?
Great.
Good.
So you guys have this amazing project out, which is fucking dope. I have a lot of questions. So my first question goes to Will. Will, when you first, what inspired you to write this comedy movie?
Well, what inspired me is not only people that live in my head, but people that I know in my life, especially growing up with, an all-Black family. All they do is just talk about each other and say a whole lot of mess. And then my friends are like the rated R versions of my family, who just like talk about all kinds of crazy stuff. And then I got my mind, where I just have a whole lot of craziness all up in there too as well. This idea was brought to me by Zay and Kenny. They were talking about let's collaborate and let's do a comedy. And I was like, now I know I can do a comedy. Because that's every day is comedy to me, and laughing is healing. But yeah, they brought up a concept and started talking about certain individuals that they wanted to see as, like, we gotta have a flamboyant one, we gotta have the holy one. I was like, ooh, I'm gonna have fun with her. And then just and a whole lot of other stuff, as you saw in the short film, which is hilarious. And I love some of the things that was done in it. But yeah, just honestly, the inspiration was the people that have my life and the people that have in my head.
Well, that's dope. I definitely enjoyed it. It was very different. Because usually you have movies that fight like next door neighbors, but everybody's under one house.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that was really that was really awesome. Kenny, when you first read the script, what was the first thing that popped in your head? What was your vision for this?
It gave me, like I told him before, it gave me as I was reading it, it kind of gave me the vibe of what's it called, Date Movie and American Pie, like a mashup. So when I was reading that, that's like what I was having the vibe in, and I thought was something funny to do. I mean, I never done comedy, nor was I ever thought of doing one, to be honest, because I'm more into like action, sci-fi, horror, those type of films. But comedy never came to my mind, which was interesting to do this one.
That's dope. That's dope. What about you, Zay? Because I know you have big influence in this.
When I read the script, I found it hilarious. As we can all agree, it's a hilarious type of film. Every page that I would turn to, I found myself laughing. It's a little unorthodox because obviously, gladly I didn't have anybody next to me, because they would have been like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
But I found the script to be, not only hilarious, but I think also different and clever the way Will wrote it. The characters were very different from each other, which is, a plus. We had diversity involved. And, I was just excited, honestly, to just see what me and Kenny came up with, which was just a thought at one point on paper. And yeah, man, one thing led to another, and it was a fun ride.
But one thing I want to add to it real quick, I feel like the reason how this became about, I was talking to Zay when I moved to my apartment last year, and I had a little problem with my neighbor, upstairs. So I think that's when I was telling him exactly what was going on, like with the issue, and I was getting aggravated because he was just, get on my skin, all that stuff. But I think that was the birth of this film. and we passed the idea to Will, and he was more creative. He went really deep with it, you know, in a comedy way. So that's how I kind of sparked up of this film became about.
That's awesome. Will, how long did it take you to write the script? Was it something that came easy, or it took you some time to develop?
The thing about it came easy, but I wanted to just go through the type of characters in it with these two, and just wanted to confirm, like, okay, what do you want to see? You know, in particular, like, is there any like character that you want to stand out? Because normally when I have a concept like that, that's nice and thorough to me, all I do is just like go ham. I think that one maybe took about, how long did it take? Did it take at least a month or 3 weeks? I can't remember. I know it didn't take long, but it took like, I think that was like under a month, I think.
I believe it was under a month. Yeah, it wasn't that long.
No, got it. So it's fairly quick.
Yeah.
I had fun writing it. I had so
Yeah.
much fun writing, because when I write, I literally act them out. So you could imagine how I was acting out every type of voice on there. Like, as we all have seen Adela, the one who plays the very overly religious. I had so much fun playing her. And then like
I don't know. I gotta give kudos to the last part when it came like the Avenger music came out, and
oh my god, that was
grabbed
I love that.
Yeah,
the
like
funny
a bat.
That wasn't scripted either. That's the funny part. That's the crazy thing about it. It wasn't scripted. It was something that we had to input. Zay and I had to improvise at the end. I just want to give a funny ending, because a lot of movies, like when they end, they don't end, you know, with a bang. Kind of sort of saying.
Yeah. Well, so it definitely ended with a bang. Somebody got knocked the fuck out real quick.
Thank you.
Yeah. It was funny because, like Kenny said, it wasn't something that was written in the script. So we had to kind of like figure, you know, certain things out. We went over like several endings, what would really make a bang. And so like when Kenny was explaining it to me, like Kenny has the good thing that Kenny has, among, you know, other good qualities that he has, when it comes down to like, you know, cinema, is he has already this vision of, you know, like how he sees the movie playing in his head, or how he wants to see it playing in his head. And what happens is, you know, he basically just said, oh, you know, let's do it this way. And, you know, I didn't think I knew that he was going to put the Avengers song on. I just know he was like, Zay, I need you to just hold the dildo. Don't, sorry people, if this is a little too much for you, you should stop watching right now.
This is not for them. They gotta mind the business.
Not for the weak of heart. But there, he was like, Zay, I need you to hold the dildo, so, you know, in an angle.
Did he tell you that with a straight face?
Yeah. Yes, he did. He was. It was like a mixture of like a serious expression, but also like a tired expression, because, you know, Kenny is one of those filmmakers that, even, you know, he was working a lot, and he will get off of work, go to set, not sleep, and basically, you know, hustle his ass off. And
12-hour shift is when that.
Yeah. So it was serious, you know, the face was serious, but it was more also like tired, serious, if that makes any sense. And he's just like, Zay, I just trust me on this. And I'm like,
and it's like that. He's like, hold this. And while he's holding it, he's just like going back and forth, about to poke your eye.
So yeah, it was fun, man. You know, I had a good time.
That's dope. That's all that matters. Kenny, was there any scene in particular that it made it difficult for you to keep a serious face while directing?
In the outside, the part where I keep saying action. I don't know if you saw the end of the bloopers. It was just like when Adele. Well, I think I worked with Adele before. Adela or Adela? Adela. Yeah. Excuse me.
Watching you.
I know. Sorry, Adela. No, when working with her, she has such an energy that it just makes the set much more fun. So I know that when she's around, we're gonna go for a laugh for sure. And that's exactly what happened. It was a lot, the blooper was a lot longer. I just kind of shortened it to how long the song was of the American Pie, basically. That's what I did. I kind of used that. But I'll say the outside part was like, the outside part was like the most hilarious. I mean, I had some fun ones inside the bedroom. No pun intended. That's all right. But I know the bedroom scene was pretty funny as well. But I say the outside was the most one, my opinion. To me.
That's dope. Did you also do the music for the intro? Because that song is so fucking awesome. Like it goes side and side with the movie. Like I love the beginning. Like that's actually my favorite part when it's starting.
Yeah, no, that's at first I was gonna go with the my first song choice that came to my head was gonna be Katy Perry. What was it? It wasn't Firework. I think Kiss the Girl. I think I Kissed the Girl, but I was like, no. I didn't want to be too much of that.
Mm-hmm.
So when I thought a Goofy movie. I don't know if you ever watched that movie.
Yeah.
So I took that song from there, and it fits perfectly because when he's dancing, Colin, it kind of goes with it, especially when he turns around and he sees Ralphie, which is Nick in the film. Isn't Nick? Yeah, Nick. So I feel like the music matches with the whole scenery of that opening scene. So I thought
yes, it does. It does. It definitely. I watched it like before we started. I watched it like twice. I watched it with my wife, and she clicked with the beginning. She definitely enjoyed it. And then as I was waiting, I was watching it again. Uh, I liked it because it's like it's fun. It's different. It's not the same shit you're seeing on TV. And as soon as like you hear the music, you get like a vibe, an enjoyable vibe. So I got to give it kudos to you guys.
Thank you. I'm glad it worked that way.
Yes. Will. So I was watching The Beast, and I didn't know if he was straight or if he's bi or what's his.
I wrote him as he's straight. To be honest, like he's the straight guy, just the guy that's only works out, very comfortable in his sexuality and his skin. Obviously, he can walk around butt naked and he don't care who sees.
Yeah,
that's just the type of character we all know. Somebody kind of like that who is straight, who just is just like works out. Probably has a dumbbell in his arm.
You gotta constantly remind them to put on a shirt.
Right. Put on some drawers too.
Yeah,
put on some drawers too. He got his steps long, just swinging left to right in his little sweatpants. It's like
you gotta constantly remind them that to leave some girls for us because fucking taking all of them. Like shit. It's bad enough you gave him the name Beast.
Okay.
And then you have Nick, who's bi, right?
Yes.
Which in the
definitely bi.
I feel like in the movie he enjoyed more Ricky, which I love Ricky. He's like very over the top. I like the ending when he's about to square up with the realtor. It definitely showed he was more enjoyed by Ricky than his actual girlfriend, which is like a prima donna diva.
Yes, exactly.
And I gotta give kudos because I like that dynamic. It's different. It's either a guy with a girl or a guy with a guy or a girl with a girl. There's never in that between. So I was very fascinated by that. So kudos to you, man.
Thank you. Yeah, it was very fun.
Yeah, well, shit, people gotta watch it. So who was when you wrote this? Did you already have people in mind for this, or did you
the
actually?
Only person that I had in mind for the whole entire, so we all knew Adela was going to be in it.
I love that word.
So I knew automatically how to write her scenes because I know she would bring it and I know how dramatic she would be. And when Kenny showed me little when he was editing and he would show me little like scenes, I couldn't watch her with a straight freaking face. I can't even talk to her with a straight face because she's the sweetest soul in the world. Let me tell you, okay? But when she goes there. And it's just like I can hear her voice in my head when I'm writing her lines. So I'm like, I want her to have this accent and I want her to be like this. And then she's gonna be like, adios mio. And they're gonna be like, now Spanish, what you think? So it's just like I love her to death. Like she's like an awesome soul. So it's like if I'm writing for her, I'm writing for her because I know what she's gonna bring.
She's very
So
talented.
other than that, I wrote with kind of like a blank slate. I didn't know what kind of cultural backgrounds were gonna be there. Obviously, some lines were kind of like given, but you still could be a different color and still sound like this. So it didn't matter. So, but we all know it was gonna be, multicultural, which is gonna be the best thing.
Yeah.
So I loved it. And all the actors, like, they really enjoyed this script and they really just like went 120% in. Like, I think all three of us can really like vouch on that. Like these actors did not play. Like they were hitting them up, like,
in the
how
studio.
do do that? I was like, let me see what you
That's
got,
dope.
like,
Yeah,
so it
that's
was
dope.
like they took it serious and it was, which made it all even better and easier probably to film and easy to get the job done. So they really brought their A game.
Yeah, it sounded it had like a very positive environment, which is any workplace that has that is the best.
Yeah.
Was it? Did it take long to film this?
We shot it
we shot this. This was during late spring of 2021, and we shot 3 days. We shot the film in 3 days. We started with Adela.
Really?
Yeah, we did Adela. We started filming with Adela right after she got off another project that she was collaborating with, like, me and Kenny, which also Will wrote. And then from there, we just kind of like prepared for that weekend. So we started filming on a Monday with Adela, and then we continued with the rest of the neighbors Sunday into Monday. So it was, all day sort of Sunday, and Monday it was like kind of like a half a day. Monday was more of like an easier day for us because we didn't really have so much. Had we just kept 2 days, then like that Sunday we would have been on set for like maybe 12, maybe 16 hours. So like we didn't want to overwhelm ourselves and overwhelm the cast. So we kind of like broke it into days. But again, we were just surprised that we got it all done in 3 days. And kudos, I have to say this to the cast. Folks came from all different places. Dane Reed, who played Eddie, he came from Jersey. Rafi Ray, who played Nick, and Edgar Toro, they came from New York. And Tara Beavers, she definitely came from Coatesville, Pennsylvania, which is like in the boondocks of like Pennsylvania. And it was my actual first time collaborating with them. I already collaborated with Adela. I agree with Will. She is the sweetest soul, but when she's on set, forget about it. She transforms into like something else. But for the other actors, it was my first time collaborating with them. I was kind of like intimidated. I wouldn't say nervous. I was just intimidated because getting to work with, actors for the first time, you don't know how they're going to receive you and you don't know how you're going to receive them. But we had virtual rehearsals like a month or two prior to being on set.
Nice.
And, we build that foundation of trust and confidence. And like Will said, they were constantly reaching out to him, to me, to Kenny, asking questions. how can I make this character more believable? You know, can you give me more information about the character, like their backstory? It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of prepping going into you know, set. But once we were there, I felt like, you know, like going to school. You know, you just want to go to school because not because you want to learn anything. Not saying that no one should get an education,
Yeah,
but it feels like, you know, like a family. You know, you're accepting, you're welcoming, you're having fun. So yeah.
yeah, that's dope. That's dope. I commend you guys. You guys did an awesome job. Now, is this something excuse me, is this something you guys are that's it, it's done, or do you have any plans for it in the future? Because I think this could be like a series. Uh
So
or I'm jumping the gun.
no, you're not jumping the gun, sir. There, you know, going into this or going into any project, you know, for me, you know, I've been around, you know, doing this for quite some time, and I don't go into projects, you know, assuming that people are going to view it 1,000 times or it's going to get some type of recognition. You know, I do it for the, you know, because I'm passionate about it, because I love to do this. I love to collaborate with a team. You know, this is what we're doing right now. You know, I love this, you know, because we get to hear each other out. We get to really pick each other's brains and just kind of like just talk things that we're passionate about. So I don't really think of like the future, but when the views started to climb, those numbers started to climb each day. I don't know if it was because we did something great. I don't know if it was because there was a dildo involved. I just don't know, man. Like it's just something that I think I just think there should be a follow-up. It should be, you know, something that we continue to explore. I think we set a foundation already with these characters. I feel like people love them. And some people probably hate them. You know, there are those people out there. So haters, we love you too. But yeah, I think you will see the neighbors again, at some capacity in the future.
Mm, that's good to hear. I can't wait. I can't wait. I think we need to use the film as a pilot and start knocking on doors. Start knocking on
Yeah.
doors. I mean, the film is very relatable to what is, 2022 right now. I think we need that, in this world right now. Comedy like that, comedies that able to explore new characters and what they think and what have they become. I think that's very important. So, like I said, you guys are doing an incredible job. Uh, Kenny, did it take you a long period of time to edit it, or was it also quick?
No, I took off for a while. I had a tragedy in my family, so I took off a couple of months. I can't tell you how many months. I know. I think I started edit. I remember what month I started edit. Zay, do you remember what month I started? Well,
So
I honestly forgot.
we
There's so much going on over here too, so I forget.
no, we wrapped. No, I remember we wrapped like it was sometime in May or June.
I think it was
One of,
June. Yeah.
so
No,
it was
but
like
my thing is, I think no, the edit as far for the edit part. See, because I was editing between. No, actually, I started editing that one actually. No, that was this was the last one. I really don't remember the month. My memory is really that bad. Oh my goodness, I don't know, but I know it probably took me about a week. What month? I don't know, but it took me about almost a week to edit because I wasn't too sure. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's my first time to do a comedy, so I wasn't like too sure what I got was able to deliver that. Like I was a little skeptical. You know, I tried different things, different approach, different footages. Some things didn't stick, so I, just messed around a little bit. But that's how it came, like I said, with that song. I think stand out at the beginning, and the other songs in the films. With the bedroom scene and with Della walking to the kitchen when she heard the noise with Pink Panther. all these stuff starts coming along, because when you're working on a comedy film, it's hard to find a score for that. Like there's a score for everything, as far for the rights to own, should I say? Let me put that out there. The rights to own sound score, it is hard to find one for comedy. Everything else you can find, no problem. Horror, drama, but not comedy. So I felt this is the best way to deliver this film, is to use the sound score that I felt that it just was appropriate. It was fine. It was right for the film. So yeah.
That's dope. And when you say score, you're talking about the music for the film.
Yeah, the sound score, music. So you heard throughout the whole throughout the short film. Those are music that I definitely give them credit, but that this particular film, we're not really supposed to. I don't think it'll be qualified for film festivals because of that reason. You have to own the rights to use those music and all that stuff. Same thing with wearing logos, clothing, any kind of franchise in the background. That's why every time you see my film, I always try to avoid every logo, every franchise, and make sure that all music sound score that I use, I have the rights to use them. So I won't get in trouble, whatever the case is. But this one, that's why I released on YouTube and left it like that, because we technically don't have the rights to use these music. But it did feel like it felt right for these scenes. So that's why I left it like that.
Well, I keep saying, just use it as a pilot, start knocking on doors, and you don't gotta worry about that no more.
Right. Appreciate that.
Yeah, this game is a hustle. Your hustle goes as far as you go.
Right, absolutely.
I have this question. It's who the fuck owns those dildos? There were so many, or did you guys buy a lot, or was it one?
So I actually own that one, that famous one. The crazy thing is, okay, here's the crazy thing. I don't know if let me see if I have it. I'm gonna show you something real quick. Let me see.
It's alive?
No, it's not a lot, but no, it's something here that I want to show you about that dildo. I feel like that dildo has its own character. Will help me with that, actually.
You got
it. He didn't want it. Kenny didn't want it. Kenny didn't want it, y'all. Okay.
No, I did. That was which me. I was telling you about that idea. I thought it was a great idea.
You gotta give it its own profile in IDB.
Right.
No,
give it a name.
Hold on, let me see if I find it. Because this is with my first idea of approaching to this. I don't know if I can find it. Here it is, actually. So the ending was very different from what you saw.
Mm-hmm.
Like after the credits. Let's see. See, I don't think so. Excuse me, I'm sorry. It's just so you can see, no one ever saw this besides Will, and I believe, Zay, I believe Zay did see it as well. But I thought, it's funny that this dildo has this, if I find it, I really don't know where it's at. But yeah, it's basically the dildo has appearance at the very end of the credit. And I thought I'll find it.
I definitely enjoyed you put in the Batman like soundboard from what do you call them, Adam West Batman, the 60 Batman, when they're facing when Adele is facing
Kill Bill.
Kill Bill.
Is it Kill Bill?
Yes, yeah, Kill Bill. Which I don't really recall that. I do recall obviously that moment with the eye.
Yeah.
Eye contact. That one I do remember, because especially in the trailer and movie, when it keep popping up, it came to my mind where, I think would be kind of funny where they make eye contact in that kind of way. And that's why I put that Kill Bill sound score.
I love that part.
I know I did too.
That was when it was over. I was like, wait, what are you doing with this script? And I was like, I love it. I was like, yes. Yes. I was like, you need to have lightning. I got excited. I was like, you need to put some lightning on the.
I was trying to, but it was.
Yes.
Were you guys also part of the editing, or was just him alone?
It was just
all Kenny.
It was
all Kenny.
So you guys saw it for the first time and saw everything.
Yeah.
The only input that Will gave me was the eagle, because I had the eagle sound effects where every time you see the dildo, you hear the sound of the eagle, like, here, And so I think the part where she threw the dildo, when Tara threw the dildo at Colin, which is the realtor, the landlord for the apartment, before he got hit, that sound effects was Will's idea to just do it every time that the dildo make appearance, have that eagle sound, which I thought was actually funny. It kind of fits. That's why I was mad. That's why I was trying to show you that clip, but I think I'm about to dig deeper. But if I find it, I guess I'll send it to you.
Definitely.
It was really funny. I told Zay, I said, Zay, should I keep that? He like, remember Zay? I said, should I keep that part where the dildo at the end? I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, I was just kind of like, I was lost. Because then I wasn't in those conversations with like Will and Kenny when they were like discussing about the dildo. But when I saw it, it made me laugh. Just thinking about it, I can still hear the noise that dildo does in the movie. And when Kenny like showed me the ending, the alternate ending, I was just kind of like, in my head, I'm like, I think this is a little too much. But I think it worked for the story that we're telling. It's not one of those movies that you take so seriously. Because I feel like Laugher isn't to be taken seriously. It's just to laugh, to feel good, to have fun. And again, just talking about it, I feel like I can recite the whole movie. It's one of those movies that you can just watch from beginning to end and just recite all the lines, because it's just so in tune. It's like it took a life of its own. Like having it on paper, talking about the concept is one thing, and filming it is another. But to have it released and have just that amount of people, to watch it and to just kind of like praise it, it's amazing. And I told, like Will and Kenny, I'm like, we definitely, did our thing. I wasn't expecting this to happen, even if it's 1,005K, and it's still growing. So it's still an accomplishment all in its own. And I'm just glad to have been a part of it.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah, I was a little skeptical on that too. I was actually skeptical because when we started filming that the film, it was starting to feel dramatic. Like it didn't feel a comedy. That's one thing about being a director. Like, it's the whole, every time I read something, I film it, I had to play the whole thing in my head as I'm filming that scene. And I told that to Zay, I'm like, in the bedroom scene exactly, when Tara comes in, it just felt like it wasn't comedy anymore. It felt like it was drama. So I was like, I had to switch things up, change it. Was
it because she walked in and Ricky was there?
Yeah. So right? it felt like a novela, like a soap opera.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I was like, this is not the direction I was like kind of seeing in my head. So I had to switch things up, kind of give them some little reference as exactly what, trying to deliver certain things. But these casts are amazing. Seriously, all of them. It was a great combination with each individual, so.
Did you have to like, I don't know, like research on, because it's your first time doing comedy, did you have to research or watch something that inspired you? Maybe you could do this or that.
Yeah, like I was saying today, Date Movie, American Pie, and Ted. The Ted one really, I don't know if you remember the scene where you've seen Ted before.
Yeah.
Movie Ted. Yeah. The part when Ted arguing with his girl, and then somebody said, "Shut the fuck up." He opened the window. Yeah. Like, no, you shut the fuck up. So that scene, we're kind of trying to add something similar to it. Where's the scene we didn't get to shoot? We forgot to shoot actually because there was so much going on that Adela was supposed to throw the dildo out the window, and it's supposed to hit somebody, and that's how the dildo gets into the kitchen sink where the guy Dane was washing the dishes. That's how it was supposed to happen, but we didn't get that footage. So I don't know if he was wondering how the dildo made its way into the kitchen. It was supposed to be somebody got hit by the dildo from Adela from the second window and bounced off from down and into the window, into the kitchen. But, I mean, it worked.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's true. Originally, you know, we had I think it was in the script,
Mhm.
where she would throw the dildo, she would have a commotion with the outside neighbor, someone that's not, you know, associated with the main cast, and just kind of like they have, you know, this altercation with her, and she just gets so mad that she throws the dildo, and it hits the neighbor, and then by the impact, it throws the dildo to Dane into Dane's unit. So it's crazy, you know. I had asked somebody, I said, hey, you know, like, you know, we're doing this short comedy, you know, would you want to be a part of it? And the actor was like, okay, you know, tell me a little bit more about it. And as soon as I put dildo, you know, they were like, no, I think this is not for me. So I'm like, you know, I understand, you know, I respect everyone, you know. So I'm like, damn. So I had told Kenny, I'm like, okay, well, I could be the outside neighbor, you know, because I'm not part of the main cast. And I had this idea that I ran through Kenny. I think I ran through Will, where I was supposed to be this film, this neighbor doing a film. So basically, like a movie within a movie
Mm.
kind of thing. Where like I would be saying, all right, we're gonna call action. I'll have a slate, and then Adela will be like, shut up, you know, like I'm trying to sing here, and I would like look up, and I'm like, I would have like this funny voice, and we'll tell her, well, no, you shut the fuck up, you know, because we're making a movie, and then literally throw the dildo, and it'll hit me, and then it'll bounce to Dane's unit, and we didn't have time to shoot that. I think it would have been a funny addition, but overall, I think it plays out really well because the noise again of the
Mhm.
dildo, like it
Mhm.
just has wings of its own. So
See,
like
I was so entertained. I didn't realize where the dildo came from. Like next thing you know, I see this dude walk with a fucking
It
with
just
a
came out of
baby's
nowhere
arm,
too.
with a baby's arm, just swinging like it's nunchucks.
yeah,
So it was funny. It was I think it's like an update version of American Pie. Like because American Pie is always like college and
Yeah.
yeah,
you know, men sleeping around with women. This is more like a general refresher with it's not just men and women, it's a whole different culture. Uh it could be also, you know, like the Real House or the Real, you know, one of those shows. But I definitely enjoyed it from the moment it started to ended. I was just watching the bloopers before we started, so I'm a fan. I loved it. Did you guys have any part in particular was your favorite part?
That was the ending. I would say my favorite one was yeah, like the Kill Bill scene with the um what's it called? Not Thanos, Thor, the Thor hammer scene. I think that was one of my favorite ones because it was just I don't know. I wish I was able to kind of go a little further with it, like
Hmm.
as far for the better comeback, but like I said, it was running out of time and it was just, but I would say that was one of my favorite top one.
What about you, Will?
um that one, that whole scene is literally my favorite scene of the whole entire movie. And second obviously would be how the characters, I call them by their names, but Tara and Ricky, how they just go at each other. I love that combination of them just going back and forth, and he's like, peasant, you're down there, no, you're down there. I just love
Oh
That
that
yeah,
scene where she's
that
like, she's gonna help me up, or I'm standing here. He's like, no, bitch, you're sitting there.
he's real petty.
I was like,
Oh
that
yes.
was
man,
tricky.
It's not the
That scene
hand,
was
like, no,
tricky.
no, bitch,
yeah,
just down there. I love that part. And, the fact that he calls it out, it's a short film, and airtime is everything. So your cue, so I
yeah,
love,
yeah.
yeah.
No,
Yeah,
Ricky,
that scene was tricky. That
Ricky
scene was
is
tricky.
really good. Like he sold
Yes.
he sold it very well.
Yes, he did.
He really, really did. Like he was definitely fantastic. That was the tricky part. The two trick part with shooting that film was that scene with Terrence out of the bedroom. The way it's just the way how we had to capture it. Well, you had to be in there kind of to understand it, but also outside where when Ricky was present, Dane wasn't there. So it's a scene where I handled the camera. That's why I moved the camera a certain way, So when Adele was singing, so you're boom boom, I forgot how she said it in order.
Yeah, boom boom.
Yeah,
boom boom.
Yes, right. Boom, I think yeah. So she said
Yeah.
something. I had to pan a camera where when I paneled it, it kind of and then goes into a different clip of Dane, but to make it look like it's all in one day. I don't know, the same scene. So that was the most very challenging. I'll say that I had to kind of do multiple times, multiple takes to make sure it sinks in perfectly. And I felt like it did, in my opinion. I felt like it kind of you couldn't tell unless I point it out. But
yeah. Was it now that you know the cast, right? Was there any people like from the cast that really resembled the character in real life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would definitely say they all have something that resembles like something from like their real life. So like Dane played Eddie the Beast, someone who's so in tune with like his sexuality, his body. Actually, funny story with Dane. It was tough. It was tough for me to find someone that was as physical in his appearance like he is, because you can find anyone that's athletic or muscular, but you have a particular image of who Eddie is. So I was one day on Instagram scrolling down like my news feeds trying to find like, okay, who can I ask to be in this role? Who can I find? And I had Dane. And I reached out to him. At first, it said public figure, so that kind of like intimidated me because I'm like, okay, I don't know how this is gonna go. This can go so many ways. So I reached out to him. We spoke on the phone. Very nice guy. I thought, he probably was gonna be like, as soon as I said, look, you're gonna be shirtless, you're gonna have probably dildo in your pants, to make it seem like you got this bulge, this over exaggerating bulge. And I thought he was just gonna hang up the phone. Honestly, I thought he was just gonna hang up the phone. I was gonna be like, okay, you know. But very, very nice guy, very humble. He was like, yeah, let's do it. When do we start? Is there a script? I told him, there was a script. I sent him the script.
Was it his first time acting, or he had done previous
he
projects?
he has done previous projects. I believe this one was more speaking. It was more of a speaking role for him. Um, and so I was like, okay, I've seen videos on his Instagram where he was doing. I think it was like certain clips. They were kind of like risque. So I was just like, oh yeah, if he's comfortable in doing those type of um projects, like maybe he's comfortable in just showing like his body, just it's nothing. I feel like it's nothing crazy that we had asked or we required for the role. But going back to your question, Dio, long story short, yes, I do believe that all of them exhumed some type of their characters in real life. Adela is religious to the max. She loves to sing. Tara, I wouldn't want to say that Tara is so much like her counterpart character, but she, how can I say it? She's definitely serious when it comes down to like her acting. Like she presents herself in a way that some people can say like she's diva-ish, but you really got to know her. She's really sweet. I love her. Rafi, he's shy like Nick in a sense. But again, Ricky all the way. Sorry, Edgar all the way. Definitely Edgar all the way.
Which
and
one is
Colin,
Edgar?
Edgar's Ricky.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. You could tell, like, I don't know. I don't want to sound judgmental, but it's like he's like you could tell that's him because he gave such an excellent performance. Like,
yeah,
you gotta be a really good actor, or that's just you. So
Especially
was
the
really
ending. I like how you played the ending when he told the landlord, which is Colin, if you want to fight, and he said no, and he started to blow. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was very funny.
That was funny. Yes.
They
Well, he
really
did
each
the
of them like he. If I was thinking, he was the one that ran the studio
Yeah, he
to
was.
go over the script with Ralphie,
Rafi.
which is Nick in the film, and that what's really impressed me. Like with this film being a comedy, I've never seen someone make that kind of effort where they go above and beyond to really make sure they execute this role, professionally. And that's when Zay and I was shocked. I was like, he rented a
Yeah.
studio? I'm like, what? Like, I don't know. It was just very surprising to me. So that's something that, you know, it
that's
was.
dope. I think in my personal opinion, like if you're able to master comedy, everything else is it's easy. Because comedy, like what I've seen is all about timing. If you know how to time a joke right and a
Yep.
scene right, everything else it's easy. That's why you see a majority of these like major actors that start in comedy. Like the guy from Blackish, Anthony something, he
Anderson.
started he started as in comedy, but then you see him like I think Law and Order or one of these serial shows, and he's so good, and able to believe that he's actually the role. So I think everybody in the movie has major potential. They follow it. I enjoyed shit. I enjoyed everything. Shit. At one point, as a dildo comes in, I didn't even know it came in. That's how much I'm enjoying it. You guys did from writing to directing to producing and casting. Shit. It was incredible. I want it gave me like wanting more. That's a problem with me. Like I
Yeah.
want more. I want to see what's next because it's so intriguing and it's so different, diverse that I want to see more.
I'm glad to hear that. So honestly, I was skeptical. I'm not gonna lie. When I was done, well, shooting it, while I was collecting dust in the show, I was just skeptical at first. I'm like, I don't know if I got the shot right. And when I started to edit, I still see things. I'm like, well, I mean, it was starting to come together, but me watching 1,000 times when you're editing it, you watch the film like 1,000 times. So I'm like, it started to like not become funny to me because I would just overwatched it comparing
Mhm.
to new eyes. Like Zay was, first time watching, Will first time watching. So and then the public, for people to hear this kind of feedback. Honestly, I didn't expect nothing, um, like no kind of feedback, or I mean, any kind of positive or this amount of view. To be honest, I really did not. I thought the worst. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I was just like, my first comedy. I just felt like I could have done better. I mean, I feel like I could do better. To be honest, it's just the timing. It was just Z and I. On the set, making this happen. Like I was, behind the camera directing while Zay was holding the microphone. There was some stuff where I set the light, but it's very challenging when shooting film with two crew. That's what makes it very difficult. But to get this kind of result and feedback, it really overwhelmed me. It really did. And to hear you, that makes you want more. And referring to American Pie, which that was my referrer at first. That's why you hear the song at the end when the way end American Pie song, because I kind of want to end it that kind of feel. But thank you for that. I appreciate it.
You're
Kind
most
of
welcome. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, thank
I think like I think you guys really have something here, like looking in between the lines, right? Like from you have this character as an Adele that who's a religious person. Then you go further into Rafi and Ricky, and then with the lady that kind of pansexual relationship. I think I haven't seen it done in the industry. So you guys could be an actual pioneer in this and actual start a conversation that's a game changer. And the way you broke that in was through comedy, which if you're able to talk to somebody that's difficult with comedy, the majority of the time the conversation is going to go well. You're going to have two people that see different types of you and make it easier, right? Then if you start doing a serious thing, the conversation won't go the same. So you guys are
Yeah.
really doing something that's really, to my opinion, a pioneer because I haven't really seen that in the industry. So you
Thank you.
guys are coming, you coming with all this shit because a lot of people have dildos, but nobody knows how to talk about it. So you're making this very important because you're making it talk safe, right?
Yeah.
Then you got like somebody like the Beast that he's a straight guy. A lot of straight guys built like him are not comfortable with, you know, gay characters. So you're opening another door that somebody like him could be comfortable with gay men and don't see nothing wrong. So you're bringing that positive feedback, which is very, very important because now you're bringing the conversation changes and everybody's equal. We're not judging one another. We're more unified rather than, you know, divided. So these are me that I sit down and analyze everything. So I enjoyed it 100%. I enjoyed it. You guys made me feel like when I was growing up. I had straight friends, I had gay friends, I had friends that weren't able to come out of the closet, and I had people, you know, that were very religious and also people that were over homophobic. I all that shit. I grew up with people like that, and I wish if I had something to watch this with them growing up, I think life would be a little bit more easier for them. Not for me because I really don't give a fuck. But you know, you guys are bringing people together, which is the most important part. You guys, from your writing to your directing, producing, and connecting all these people, you guys are doing an incredible job. And thank you for bringing this to light.
Thank you. Wow, that's very generous of you to say. To be honest, I'm like trying to get all in. Quick thing, I want to ask you real quick. I don't know if you peeped this. The pianos part, Adela, when she played that piano song, do you know what was that referred to? What song was it?
I'm glad you brought it. I forgot about it. I was talking it with my wife, and she said, I can't remember what she said. Was it? I can't remember, honestly.
It's Shake That Ass.
Yes, Mystical.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So I got that from
Yes.
Scary Movie. I don't know if you peeped this Scary Movie. It was a lady, she was playing piano as well, and she was playing that song. So when I decided to take that and put it into it, honestly, that stuff was done and edit. I did not think about that song when I was filming it. I really didn't. That's how.
Yeah, Kenny.
That's funny.
It's D.I.O. It's funny, right? It's funnier when if you were to be on set. There was no boom, boom, boom. There was none of that. It was just her playing the piano and her singing.
Oh yeah.
But the singing was hilarious. And I kind of wish Kenny sort of like just added that, kind of like just a little bit. Because again, I love Adela, sweetest soul. This lady is freaking hilarious. Like, she is just too much. And again, hopefully, with the success that, like I said, this is having, not financially or anything, but just being here, to discuss it, the views, just the positive feedback, that to me is successful. Just it being done, honestly. There will be a follow-up. Can't really give it away. Me and Eddie and Will.
He was fighting not to say Zay. He was fighting.
Yeah.
Like,
there will be a follow-up. We're currently talking about it, getting ideas. But yes, you will see the neighbors once again. And you'll see other new characters that they come into contact with. And yeah.
Actually, in the next one, does the Beast get with this? What's her name? Tara. It has to.
You're so funny. Just gotta ask these questions, and you're never gonna tell you nothing.
Or
I gotta throw my shot.
Well, the good thing about this story is that it's so not only relatable, but it can also go so many different ways. I think, like we agree that it opened, a door, or a crack in the wall, and basically now we're just moving through that crack to really see what else we can do. But who knows? Eddie definitely is one of those characters that might end up with someone. It could be Adela, it could be Tara. Yeah, who knows?
That's dope. Hey. Guys, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for giving me the opportunity of talking to you guys a little bit about the film. Before we go, we'll start with you, Will. Tell the people where they can find you at.
You can find me on my Instagram, Will_AKA_Nacho. And I also have a secondary one for my podcast, which is Nacho's Cafe Podcast.
Oh, you got a podcast?
Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna check it out. We'll check it out.
Thank you.
Kenny?
So you can find me on Instagram, Ken, Ken_Vaz, VAZ, and Facebook. I also be on Facebook a little bit more than Instagram, but I'm starting to be on Instagram a bit more. Equally. And Facebook will be Kenny Vazquez with a Z. They're both Z's.
You just dropped a film something not too long ago, right?
I just dropped the film.
Yeah. Or you had something out.
No, yeah, something's. I'm actually wrapping up a film next month. I'm actually currently working on.
Yeah.
There you go.
I've been working on a film for
long time.
I've been working for like 5 years. 5 years in making. And next month I'll be a wrap, and the trailer will be released by either end of next month or sometime March. But
boom,
yeah,
there you go.
That's gonna be the biggest one, the biggest project, my biggest project of everything, to be honest.
Can't wait to see it.
Yet.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, that's definitely, that's deep. It's basically my life story. It's very deep deep and personal. But I shoot more metaphor. Yeah, definitely. There's an opening. I released the opening of the film last year. It's still on my Facebook. If you want to watch it before I take it down, because I'm thinking about taking it down probably next month. And
definitely, I'll check it out.
Yeah. So it's called Chances. That's the name of the film. Chances. So if you see it, yeah.
All right.
So if you see it, yeah. So appreciate it.
All right. Zay, tell the people they can find you at, brother.
Well, everyone, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for watching. You guys can find me on Instagram at the official Zay Rod. I'm also on Facebook, but yeah, you guys can find me on Instagram. Just reach out to me there. Yeah, it was a pleasure, guys. Thank you.
Boom. Any projects before we go? Any projects you guys got out you want the people to watch?
Yes, Fighting with Neighbors.
Oh, yeah, that too. No, Fighting with Neighbors. No, Fighting with Neighbors. Most definitely. That's the point of people. I was doing this. Definitely watch it if you want to, laugh. But we'll also have, Brothers Homecoming is already out as well.
Yeah.
Which was doing very well. It won a few awards. And
congrats.
Thank you. Appreciate that. So those are two. But this is something that, I appreciate what you're doing, to be honest. This is
thank you.
Been a pleasure. And
I hope you guys had fun.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I did for sure. Fun and overwhelmed, to be honest. I'm telling you today, I'm still processing this feedback of Fighting with Neighbors. To be honest, I really am. I really didn't think this kind of positive feedback that people was gonna give. I thought the word. So
I think
there's still good people out here, man. Don't judge us all.
No, but the amount, like I said, was they were seeing it's already reached over 1,500 views within less than a week. And the fact that the project have released so far, they never climbed that fast, that high, that quick. It took times. But I'm not sure if the other one, Brothers Homecoming, it's hard to tell the amount of views because it was streaming on Amazon Prime. But with this particular film, for it to be on YouTube, to get that view pretty quick, it really shocked me. And plus with the feedbacks, there's a lot of great feedbacks, that really threw me off guard. I'm like, damn, just processing basically. So that's about it.
Comedy.
There you go.
And it's different. It was different for me to watch it when high. When being high, it is. I don't know. Watching films when I'm high, I feel like I'm watching it as audience. I'm not watching it as creator. It does. And that's where I can enjoy watching films, because if you're watching it as a creator, to me, I can't really enjoy it because I already know how everything's already set up and how it's made and all. It kind of, I can't enjoy it. But when I'm like super high or just high period, I can watch it and observe it as you guys, as the audience.
Got it. There you go. All right, guys, I'm out. Have a good night. Go check out Fighting with Neighbors on YouTube now. I'm out, guys. Have a good night.